Welcome back, Nerglings. Today we're going to be looking at some of the miniatures I'm going to be using for my Barocca series, or Building a Realms of Chaos Army. And today it's all about the Chaos Warriors again, because let's face it, it's a Chaos Army. And first of all, we have quite an old-looking Chaos Sorcerer. He's part of one of the, I think it's Bryan Ansell's Chaos Marauders. He's the sorcerer from that set, and he's he's quite sort of ruddy faced, not quite complete yet. I just need to give him a good dunk in quick shade, but for the most part, he's almost there. So there's the Chaos Sorcerer, who's going to be leading a group of evil Chaos Warriors. We have another one of the sort of, I guess, the sort of more plain Chaos Warriors. So he's got some nice sort of white robes. This unit is going to be sort of a white and black unit, so all of the loincloths and any sort of robes and things that they have, or capes, will be in white and sort of offset with sort of some muddy sort of textures and what have you. Here we've got a rather nice little goblin, armoured goblin. But as he's in sort of a heavy plate, I figured he'd make a good Chaos Warrior. Why not? Sod it. Let's use him. There's a bloke with a nice sort of hat on there. He's got a sort of I guess it's a hand or something coming out of his helmet there. And again, he's got a nice sort of white sort of dirty style cape. And I was asked a question in one of the previous videos about or rather than ask a question, I was told I've missed an opportunity to create some nice sort of effects on shields and things. Well, actually, I haven't missed the opportunity. I'm actually waiting to complete the army in its entirety, so the collection as a whole. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going back, and before I put on the final coat of matte varnish, I'm going to edge the bases, and I'm going to put a little bit more detail onto each model. For instance, with capes and things, I'm going to do sort of patterns on the capes. I'm going to pick out details on the shields in different colours, and I'm going to sort of make the army a little bit more colourful, a bit more vibrant, just to sort of make it pop a little bit more. So yeah, to answer or to respond to that point, it's not over until the fat lady sings. And that's actually going to be sort of the best part, because I'll have the army completed in sort of I guess to a tabletop standard, what I would class as a tabletop standard, and then I'll go back in and hopefully raise that paint level up just a little bit with some key highlights. So I'll do edge highlighting on some of the armour pieces. I'll add sort of rust effects. I'll pick out detail on the bases, and then I'll also do patterns on armour and shields. And this guy here is he's going to be the standard bearer. So previously he did have, I believe, I think he had a spear or some sort of halberd, but it had broken off when it arrived in the mail. So what I did was I drilled out the hand, and what I'm going to do is I'll put in a steel pin or something, or you know, a strong sort of metal pin, and then I'll build sort of a nice banner for him to be holding. So that'll be a fun model. Yeah, maybe do a cool design on the front of the banner or something like that. And that guy's got some nice sort of chainmail going on, sort of in a bit of a kind of a weird sort of stance, like a walking forward, swinging his axe sort of stance. Again, another shield that I can add some detail onto later. And finally, this guy, who's got a sort of like a short spear, almost like a Spartan-like spear. So for these guys, all I did was I undercoated them with typhus corrosion. So it gives the model like this really nice texture all over, and it makes them look really grimy and really dirty. And then what I did was I just did a light dry brush of silver to pick out the sort of the raised details. And then I started picking out some of the other details. So for instance is sort of the leather shoes, and the wood on the sort of the spear or javelin. And then once I've done a quick wash or a quick shade varnish on him, so that will protect the model, I'll then be able to do a pattern on the shield and maybe pick out some more of the armour pieces with a bit of edge highlighting, and of course do the base before I do the final matte varnish. Oh, actually, no, tell a lie, this is the final one. He's got sort of a nice check pattern going on with his armour, and on the back there as well. Again, I've not been too, I mean, I've been sort of as neat as I can be, but getting on a little bit now, so the eyes aren't really as good as they were. But I'm finding it pretty alright painting these guys. The detail isn't too super fine. It's not like the current really high detail models. I mean, they're lead models. They're very old, and you know, the details are there, but you got to search for it sometimes. This is a sort of separate to those blokes. This is another sorcerer that I've got. I really like this guy. He's really sort of dynamic, like he's casting a spell or something. I'm almost tempted to send this off to like a professional painter to get him painted up, as you know, to the best of their ability, just to see what they could do with it. Because I mean, I can paint him, but really I'm not a pro painter or anything. So maybe he's wasted on me. Maybe I need someone else to step up to the plate and give it a go. Yeah, it's a cool model though, very cool model. So that's sort of the next 9 guys that are going to be joining the Realms of Chaos army. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and thanks very much for watching. Peace.